Hi, everybody. So, I'm going to do something fun and different and unpredictable. Do you have a clue what this video is going to be about? Do you even have a clue? So, this is what I want to do. So obviously my friend Joe is like my best friend, and we really connect very deeply when it comes to the way that we're guided through our spiritual experiences, the way that we do our journey healing work. What we have discovered and learned about the infinite universe is really aligned. We do energy work for each other, and we're very close. And I thought it would be fun to make a video where I channel Joseph's higher self, and he's gonna make a video where he channels Abby's higher self. So there's gonna be a video on his channel, Joseph, spiritual healer and teacher, sharing a message from Abby's higher self, and then I'm gonna share a message from his higher self. We're gonna find out about his higher self. The reason this inspiration came about is because this obsession with this redheaded spirit guide is becoming, she's definitely not a spirit guide. She feels like my higher self. I mean, I am dumbfounded by this experience that I'm having with her. All these videos have been a big inspiration from my connection with her. Have you ever had your higher self just come to you in your life and just start helping you? Like, that's all of her greatest dreams. That's like winning the lottery. I can't believe this has happened to me. I'm so used to the people I work with being sort of invisible faces, and I just do the work as as I'm guided. And they're starting to have faces. They're starting to have identities. They're starting to visit with me in the night. And this redheaded one it feels like she's the part of my heart that I've forgotten about, and she is me. And I am so curious to know more about her, because to know more about her is to know more about myself. And I encourage anybody, welcome your higher self to talk to you. I know the hardest part for a lot of us, if you're not working on a psychic level, which is really you just forgetting how to allow that information in and then just be aware of it. Because I do this work all the time, it's just very natural for me to know the difference between fluttering thoughts and visions and real psychic information. And I'm so sensitive now, I even feel stuff. And I feel information. I feel connected. I feel energy flows constantly. So I'm kind of really in the midst of the psychic experience where people who haven't stepped into their own self-discoveries are still working with the logical mind and not the infinite heart. If you want to know your higher self, you go into your heart, because your heart is your soul. Your heart is your soul. Your brain is your humanness. Your brain is going to confuse you and lie to you and inspire you to do things that are not your heart. And it's going to continue to tell you to eat ice cream for breakfast, even though you know better. Like, your brain is going to come up with some stuff. But your heart, if you just shut that thing off and you say, heart, I want you to tell me how you truly feel about this. Your heart's going to tell you. And your heart is often going to tell you, I need you to make a life change. I need you to face the reality. I need you to do this for me. And it's usually the hardest talks you could possibly get. That's why we don't want to go there. we just keep living in here. But the heart is what encourages us to grow and face our fears and inspire life changes, and to even be patient with ourselves, to even allow ourselves to take a rest and a break, not push ourselves to the limits. Asking our heart, it gets in us the information. So you can start developing your psychic ability simply by asking the heart a question and then waiting for the answer with basic life stuff. Your heart is wise. Your heart knows the answers. So the more you do that, you can step it up a notch and say, heart, I want to experience my higher self. I would like to know about my higher self. A lot of people get jarred about this point because they're waiting for some type of experience and they don't know what it's going to look like or feel like or be like. And I'm telling you, it's going to be just like you having a thought, just like you having a feeling or a hunch about things. And you're going to write it off right away because your mind and your ego is going to tell you you're not psychic enough to get the right answer. You are. You got to believe in yourself. And the more you do it, the more you get so tuned into it. It's no question. It's no doubt. It just flows. It just happens. It's very, very, like, you know the difference. You start to know the difference. But when you just start doing it, it feels, it's complicated because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust in what is coming. You don't trust that you have the ability. You need to start believing in yourself. Part of this is in the heart. You ask, I want to discover my higher self, but you also have to open up your internal mind, which is just creative. It's just a fantasy. It's just a dreamlike state. It's weird because your eyes and your heart can also see quite clearly. So like right now I'm just jumping into a spiritual experience, so I'm using both here, eyes inside of here, but eyes inside of my heart, and my heart is feeling everything out as well. So I have like a million little fingers that are just touching everything and then exploring the space, and then the space is feeding back information so it can show me what it looks like and then teach me about it. So that's when you get advanced, right? You just start with what you know. It's, my higher self, loves me. My higher self makes me feel supported. My higher self really wants me to get a job change. My higher self has been encouraging me to do this for a long time, and I just refuse to listen. My higher self has been wanting me to get my car fixed for about 6 months now, but I refuse to put that money towards it, and I've been worried about this, and I just continue to refuse to just follow my heart. So I need to trust that the universe is going to support me financially in order to get this done. So I'm going to get this done and honor my higher self and honor the universe and honor financial abundance by doing this. I mean, you can start to get to know your higher self by going into your heart and feeling these things out. My higher self is really encouraging me to start to try doing yoga just for 15 minutes in the morning before I go to work. And that's all my higher self is asking me to do as a gift of spiritual expansion. So you see, you connect with the heart and you start speaking out loud to yourself, because if you go internal with it, you get lost. The mind takes over. When you speak out loud and close your eyes, it really helps you to stay focused on the heart and then hear what the answers are and listen to yourself speaking to yourself. It works. It really works. So I'm just going to pause here, just a moment here. I'm connecting with my heart. I'm connecting with the goals and intentions of the video. I'm connecting with Joseph's higher self now. He comes from like a spiral of black, and it comes out of the sky. He closes his eyes and he thinks deeply inside of his heart. He tells me sometimes it is hard to see the balance of this world, and it breaks my heart to see it. He sits at the very top of a mountain. The world is very intense with dark hues of dark purple. There's a light gray purple color. There's darker colors here. He says, I'm not all dark though. I feel deeply, and deepness can create the effect of shadow. But it's only deep thoughts and deep feelings because I love so deeply. I love deeper than this mountain goes into the earth. He shows me sitting at the top of the mountain as though it has like roots into the earth. And it goes into the core of the earth, but the earth has sort of a portal that goes into the heart of the universe. But it goes even deeper than the heart of the universe. It shows me a portal at the heart of the universe, at the center of the universe, that creates a vortex, and through the vortex goes to the other side into a totally other universe. But then he splits all the universes apart, and creates extraordinary geometric shapes like infinite numbers of mirrored reflections of infinite universes, and he goes even deeper than all of those infinite reflections. He says, how am I to find myself in all of this depth? How am I to take the wisdom of all of this depth and bring it into being a solitary man, a human, living in this planet? He delights in the experience of challenge and the complications of the veil that sort of surrounds us and prevents us from remembering ourselves. But he also feels like a master of removing veils as well. He's a master teacher, and he's here to teach many others how to remove the veils so that they can see. He sees so deeply that he pulls really deep pockets of information. And when he goes to connect with other souls, he doesn't want to just simmer at the top. He wants to go as deep and as far down inside as he can, and even enter into really extremely ancient lifetimes on other planets, in other dimensions, in other times, magical realms, deep dark realms where the pains lie. He wants to go in there so he can nurture wounds and purify and heal and bring that healing up to the surface so the heart can rejuvenate in the light, and that the breathing can take place and the human can find themselves again. Just a moment. He says, I'm not here to be... It's hard to define what... It's sort of like I'm not here to be a celebrity. I'm not here to be loud. I'm not here to be noticed. I'm not here to flaunt myself around. I'm wiser than that. I'm a hidden gem. He speaks very loudly through the silence, but the silence is really deep, like you feel it as a rumble. So is it silence or is it sound when you feel it rumbling through you and shaking you to the core? He sheds a tear. How will he touch hearts if he does not choose to come out and to be louder than this rumble? If he does not choose to be a celebrity or embrace his ego more, how will he be found or noticed? He knows that his role is to be a guide, a teacher for humanity, but he also knows that his life is also extremely human. And living a human life comes with an array of challenges that make you feel unable to, like, make you feel like you are running in place sometimes, even. Not sprinting forward with flying colors, but having to clean up old energies that make you feel weighed down even. But he's not talking just about Joseph, for instance. He's talking to all of us, about all of us as teachers, as wise, but also as humans too. He wants to know if I'd like him to show me something. He wants to show me the universe. He wants to show me purple stars, stars made out of purple. One that he touches, it singes his finger, but it doesn't hurt him at all. He puts his finger deep into the star. He pulls me into the star with him, and we're standing inside of a very hot purple star. It's too hot in here. He's making a crack, a wise crack about me complaining about it being too hot. Because I really like hot showers and hot saunas, but it's too hot. He says it is not too hot, Abby. He says it is just the right temperature. He says, my heart is in here. You say, wow, that is a very hot heart. I'm doing energy work on Joe. I'm helping him to remember how warm his heart is. It's so warm, it's almost intolerable. It's too warm. As it's sort of a play on words, because when you have a warm heart, you're really a nice person. But if your heart is too warm, you can almost be like, this person is freaking me out. They're too nice. They're too warm. They're getting hotter. So it's sort of like his heart is really warm. Then it's so warm, it's almost like intolerable. I can't tolerate how nice you are. It's like you're hot. You're getting hotter. But I'm bringing that energy into Joseph, that memory into his heart about himself. His heart is getting extremely warm from it. He's starting to melt. There's like an odd frigid barrier around him that is melting, like an iceberg that is chunking off in the warm sun. His higher self is smiling at him, is so proud of him, is so proud of everything that he has done in his life, is happy to give him more and more and more love and remind him of who he is so that he can be his higher self, and that you, Abby, can be your higher self, and that you, viewer, can be your higher self. He's talking about the value of connecting with your higher self. Your higher self loves you, adores you, and wants to remind you who you are and do work to help you heal from your journey. We have to remember our higher selves are us and they love us. His higher self, Joseph's higher self, loves Joseph very much. Very proud of Joseph, as though he's not his higher self. They're not one. They are working together, but it's like they're two separate consciousness. Like a human, I feel what is like a very difficult human life. It creates burdens of perception and like heaviness and forgetfulness of the lighter and airier experience of the freedom of the gift of expression, of so many things. But the higher self has no burden. The higher self is not a human. The higher self is not carrying the weights of the memories of the lifetime. The higher self is not, it is free to breathe in every way, shape, and form, and to bring in the wisdom that the human consciousness is choosing to connect with. If you call upon your higher self to heal you, the higher self now can heal you. And listen to the advice, listen to the wisdom, and welcome your higher self to enter and merge with you regularly. Quickly, the scene changes. I see a mighty dragon. This dragon wants to look intimidating and vicious, but I see the heart inside is pure. It has black and red scales. It glows a red fire in between the outlines of scales. It has red eyes. It is enormous, has very large black wings, very strong. It's a leader of dragons. Very wise and strong leader. Fearless. It knows its strength. Uses fire when fire is necessary. Uses wings when wings are necessary to fly. Uses its powerful body when using the body is necessary. Using the motivation to move and fly and breathe and exhale the flame and be powerful. I mean, he looks back and sees ancient dragons, and he is at the forefront of the ancient dragons, a mighty leader of ancient dragons. He feels a deep connection with the dragon heart, more than he is fully aware of or fully understands or fully knows how to express to others. The dragon within him tells him to not be afraid to speak up and to speak loudly and proudly, to not be afraid to hold his head high, to not be afraid to spread his wings to fly. He is strong. He says, Joseph, you are strong and you are powerful. Embrace who you are. That is not ego. That is you being yourself. Do not confuse the two. By being humble, it almost makes you, it's sort of the idea of being humble becomes actually an imprisonment. It prevents you from allowing yourself to be powerful, as honoring your true identity, not as an egotistical thing. There's something of the the identity balance that needs work. So there you go, Joseph. You got to work on that. This dragon loves you very much. This dragon is honored to call you I am Joseph. It is honored to identify itself with you, to be you in this lifetime, and to remind you of who you are in this lifetime and in all lifetimes, past, present, and future, forevermore. Don't forget who you are. He blows a fire into your heart, and your heart ignites in flame. You're sort of like, your human side instantly like crouches, like that was a little bit unexpected, and it just almost like, not in pain, but almost in pain from how hot your heart is getting. Like it's jarring. It's like it's opening you up really fast and really creating so much heat. It is melting even more of this iciness inside. And it's filling all of you with flame, down your legs and feet, into your head, your shoulders. And now you're starting to discover that you have massive wings. You're starting to stop being human and now start being what is like a mighty archangel. You need to stand up straight, and as in demeanor, as in a power essence, as in honoring the power of your identity. Then you need to let those wings grow, and you need to expand them out, and you need to feel the movement and flow of the energy of your power and strength. And don't be afraid to express that. Really, like, let the expression, the voice, come from deep down in your gut and get it out. Really asking you to express yourself. Stop holding so much inside you. You need to start speaking. They are calling you a mighty archangel. They show me, I'm telling you, the ancientness is very loud and clear. I see you even, there's Metatron is here, and Metatron bows before you. There are many angels that bow before you in honor and reverence of your soul's journey, of who you are, of your identity, which has been hidden. Has been hidden from you, but also hidden from the history books. In some way, it's like it's been suppressed, extremely suppressed and silenced. And here you are calling yourself a human. You need to take your power back. You need to put it inside yourself and stop being a humble, kind man. You're prisoning yourself with these ideologies. You need to be your strength, your fire, your power. There is an energy consciousness that is waking you up and is releasing sort of an odd restraining cap around the head of the human consciousness. Instantly you open your eyes and it's like you are breathing and you're glowing. You're silvery glowing, white glow as well. There's a blue sort of like a planet of energy right here. It's like an odd blue jewel of it's perfectly circular, a circle, and it's like glows this beautiful blue color. But there's intertwining lines inside, and it looks like a planet of some kind. But it is powerful. You're a very unusual looking angel. You're not like other angels. The blue energy is starting to glow from all around you, above your head and from inside your heart. Your skin is starting to take on a blue hue. You don't relate to, you have kind of your chaos side does not relate to weakness at all. It's very balanced, very powerful, very mighty, very strong, very serious, understands a great deal, has lived many lifetimes. I don't know how to describe why he's almost like turning into like a bird-like man. Not just an angel, but like a bird-like man. He's got a fire blue flame coming out, like hair is coming out of his head like a blue flame. It seems like he has an extended neck. Not very long, but it's longer than a natural human neck. He has some sort of key to the universe, and there's a massive glowing blue light that comes from his heart. And it's not dark blue, it's like a light, it's like like a pale blue with intermixing like beautiful turquoise, like darker turquoise and lighter turquoise, and like odd like black lines going into it, and it looks like the most like a powerful glowing orb. The mightiness of this consciousness does not relate to the human mind. It finds the human mind to be its greatest weakness. It forgets itself, and then it accepts that as acceptable. Like the human mind forgets, it chooses, it manipulates, it chooses to forget, cries that it is forgotten, and then continues to do the same thing over and over again. Wake up. Stop living in your mind. Free yourself. Be who you are now. He hands what is a very powerful orb to you, Joseph, and he needs you to acknowledge this gift, and he needs you to put it inside your heart, and he needs you to start acknowledging that your heart is activated. Again, another heart gift, a heart gift to ignite the energy in your heart. And again, it is breaking apart another layer of what is like a frozen iceberg that is melting and cracking off, and you are coming out into the light as a very bright star. Extremely bright. When will you discover how free you are to fly? These beautiful wings expand out. He is waking you up in your humanness to your true consciousness. Your higher self-consciousness has many faces, many identities, very powerful and ancient. He is giving wings to your human form so you can remember who you are. That's it. That is all. buzzing off the charts right now. I'm kind of out of my gourd. I need just a minute here. It was incredible. You see why finding your higher self is so valuable? You see what I'm talking about here? It is so worth it. If you want to find your higher self with me, you should definitely get a session. You can get a spirit and angel guide session, and we can use that to find your higher self and do exactly what I just did for Joseph. And I can do that for you too. It's totally worth it. It's going to be an eye-opener. It's going to heal. It's going to expand. It's going to be a blessing. It's going to welcome you into the new year. I did not expect that. I expected Joseph's higher self to share kind of a message for everybody, but I guess it was like an actual gift to Joseph that we all get to enjoy experiencing and reflecting on it, and then reminding us the power of our hearts, opening our hearts, igniting our hearts, and continuing to work with our hearts and not our heads. We all have to work on this. We all do. We all have to continue to follow our heart and not our mind. Because if we follow our mind, it might be 5 years before we follow our heart. We put things off because it'll be easier. The mind always encourages us to do things easier. The heart asks us to take the hard way. The heart asks us to face our fears. The heart asks us to do things that sort of stretches out of the box. But once you get stretched out of the box, you don't feel stretched anymore, and you start to face the music of life, and you start feeling freedom from it, and you feel proud of yourself, and you start to grow. And it's important. It's very important. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want a session with me, please visit me at my website, abbynormalswisdomquest.com. I would love to connect with your higher self. I love the work that I do. I love getting to know souls. I love healing people. I love bringing in the wisdom from higher realms. I love changing people's lives. I'm here to awaken you to yourself, helping you to become more yourself, helping you to heal yourself. Joseph, too, phenomenal human being, and visit his YouTube channel at his YouTube channel is Joseph Bradley, Spiritual Healer and Teacher, and then his website is AminRossTheAwakening.com, and he also does psychic services there, just like I do. He's fantastic. He's phenomenal. And he also is a professional photographer of the Northern Lights. So you can check out his photography at josephbradleyauroras.com. So there you go. You got some stuff to check out now. Okay, thank you for watching. I wish you guys a really, really happy holiday. And I just sending out lots of love. Okay, bye for now.